did it! What's happening, everybody? This is Green Bean, and welcome to episode 40. 40? 40. 40. 40. Episode 40 of Greenbean's Jets Pod. I am so happy that you are here. I'm happy for you right now. I am. I mean, obviously, I'm happy for me, too. I am. I'm happy for me. You know what? Another way to say that is I'm happy today. But I am. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Jetnation. I cannot believe that it took this long, but we are here. I want to point something out. Like I said, this is episode 40 of this very Jets pod. That means this is the 40th episode. And it happens to be episode 1 that I get to be happy with you guys. Isn't that crazy? Now look, we've been happy about maybe Adam Gase getting fired. We've been happy about a draft pick or, a trade, stuff like that. But as far as a game, which is really what this is all about, I forget that sometimes as a Jets fan. I'm more into the draft or the trades or the this or the that, all the ancillary stuff around the actual NFL football season. Because we've been so bad for so long that I stopped hoping I could siphon any enjoyment out of the season, so I started looking elsewhere. But this is it. We are now 1-3. It is game 4 of the 2021 NFL season. The New York Jets hosted the Tennessee Titans, and guess what happened? We won, and that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I'm going to get into all kinds of fun stuff. Could Bryce Hall really have looked as good if A.J. Brown was there? If we could do that. Does Joe Douglas have enough talent on the team? Mike LaFleur need to go? All that sort of stuff. We're going to get into all of it. The questions and comments are coming. They're coming. Now, the good news is most of the comments are like, hey, man, what a win. And that's the stuff. Anybody finding a way to kind of, milk out a negative, on the teats and the udders of this one, dude, take a second. Take a second. Enjoy it. Enjoy this one, man. Holy macaroni. So I want to thank you guys for being positive. I want to thank you for being patient. And now we've not all been patient, but we're here nonetheless. So thank you for being around. I love you guys. I do. I sincerely love us Jets fans. I love our batch of crazy. I love our specific brand of crazy. I love the whole thing. That doesn't mean I don't get aggravated with some of you sometimes. And that's okay too. I'm well aware that I aggravate others. So there's that. But guys, congrats. 27-24 overtime victory in our home stadium. And congrats to all the fans that made it to the game. I had a couple opportunities to go myself, but having gone opening day, I just couldn't squeeze together two trips up to New Jersey in 1 month's time. But man, am I happy for you guys. Because let me tell you, that traveling up to the stadium and doing a whole thing in the tailgate and watching the game against New England, it was like that sound a balloon makes? That's what it was like. Maybe I'll put a sound effect in for you. I think I'm going to do that. Watch, right here. Now. See, that's the sound it was like. It was like, wah, 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 wah. So this time, you guys went in there in mass. You guys were there. You were loud. We heard you out here. The Jets chant was going, screaming and yelling and making it hard for the defense of the Titans. And man, I couldn't have been prouder, and I'm happy for you guys. This is why we go. This is what it's all about. Okay? So let's look at some things. Number one, it didn't start so awesome. Fair enough? It didn't start awesome. It didn't. It looked just like the Denver and Pats game, didn't it? It was like, oh, God. And then he even threw a pick and the whole thing. It just looked like we can't get out of our own way. That's what it looked like. But let me tell you, one thing was without question. Our defense came to play. And our defense has been coming to play. You got to give it to Jeff Ulbricht, and you got to give it to Tony Oden. That guy does not get nearly as much accolades as he needs to get. Everybody talking about if we have a good offensive coordinator, he'll end up getting poached. Let me tell you something. Tony Oden, that guy's getting poached. He might be here 2 years. Maybe. He's a fantastic coach, fantastic communicator, leader of men, the whole thing. He's a tactician. They gave him a bunch of rookies and second-year players, most of them late-round picks and undrafted free agents. I think all of them late-round picks and undrafted free agents. Let's take a look. Bryce Hall, fifth-round pick, second year. Javelin Guidry, undrafted free agent, second year. Isaiah Dunn, undrafted free agent rookie. Brandon Eccles, undrafted free agent rookie. Oh, no, not undrafted. Sixth-round rookie. Michael Carter II, sixth-round rookie. I mean, dude, that's Pinnock. He's a fourth-round rookie. So it's like, I mean, that's what we gave to Tony Oden. Hey, here's this. Oh, by the way, your safeties, Ashton Davis and LaMarcus Joyner, your two starting, they're gone. Oh, yeah, by the way, Marcus May's going to play 3 games and he's going to be gone. Probably forever. Tony Oden has that young batch of upstarts looking like they just might belong in the NFL. Okay? Now, we don't know what the future holds for them, but I got to say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how the coaches have them ready to play and putting them in positions to be able to make plays. And they're clearly looking at the schemes intelligently. They seem to be a disciplined bunch. So I got to give it to Tony Oden. If you don't know who Tony Oden is, go take a look. Listen to some of his press conferences, and there's some other videos of him talking and stuff like that. Like, dude, check him out. You're going to love him right away. You're going to go, I get it. I totally get it. But we got to give it to our defense, and Jeff Ulbrich, and Saleh for that matter, right? They came to play. C.J. Mosley is an absolute animal, and I'm so happy that he stayed healthy for us. This is what we were missing for the past 2 years. Imagine C.J. Mosley 2 years younger. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff. So we're just starting to eke out a couple people that just might be good at their jobs for the Jets. And I love it. I love C.J. Mosley. I think he's a damn animal. He's an animal, a beast. Meeting Derrick Henry head on, man. Like the unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Like that's what it was all day. I loved it. But so it didn't start that well for the offense. It looked stale. It looked unimaginative. It looked sloppy. Corey Davis was dropping passes again. Then he was slipping on his face on the pick. Zach threw it to a spot on the field. Corey Davis wasn't there. That's a timing route. He's got to be there. I'm throwing it to that spot. The goal is that he'll run right by the spot when the ball gets there. Yahoo! Yahoo! That's the goal of that one. Didn't work. It went to the opposite team. So a lot of us, we were like, oh no, this is really bad. I think I might have said in the Jetnation live stream, we have problems, guys. Houston, there's a problem because I wanted to come out aggressive. We received the ball for the first half, up in 3, down in 3. It was ugly. But they settled down, man. Derrick Henry was, they were containing him for the most part. Now, obviously, the Tennessee Titans missed A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, right? Who can deny that? That's clear. But here, I want to meet that with something, okay? When people say, oh, yeah, the Jets had to beat the Titans with A.J. Brown. Yeah, let me meet you here, okay? And remind you of something. We're without Mekhi Becton, our starting left tackle. We're without our starting linebacker, Jared Davis. We're without our best pass rusher, Carl Lawson. We're without our starting safety, Marcus May. Our other starting safety, LaMarcus Joyner. We're also without our other pass rusher, Vinny Curry. We're also without a rotational guy in Ronald Blair. We're also down a receiver in Elijah Moore, a rookie phenom guy. Dude, I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear. You play who's there to play, okay? Do you think any of the teams that played us are saying, well, you know what? They didn't have Carl Lawson. They didn't have the half of their team that they were planning on starting with. Almost half of their starters are not playing. You think anybody gave a damn? No. You play who you play, and that's the way it goes. Okay? Yes, they missed A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. How could they not? But I'm telling you, like I said, we're missing 3 times that many players. 3 times. And for a young team like this, it just so happens to be all of our vets. Okay, most of our vet leaders that we brought in here, especially for the defense, they're gone, dude, and gone for the year. And don't forget the offensive line, Cam Clark, Alex Lewis. I don't want to hear it. We're not complaining about it. You don't complain about it. Sure, we fantasize about how great it would be to actually have Carl. Oh, man, it would. And it would, guys. Oh, could you imagine what we were supposed to see? It's very reminiscent of C.J. Mosley, Avery Williamson. Like, we had two of the better interior linebackers in the NFL slated to play next to each other. Dude, they were going to thump the world. What do we get? Nothing. We got no plays of them together and only 3/4 of C.J. Mosley that entire year. Wilkerson or Williamson gone, Mosley gone. So this year we were going to look at Quinnen Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Vinnie Curry, Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff, all these guys. Did we get to see it? Not for 1 second. What did we watch? One preseason game of those guys together? One. And then Jared Davis goes down. We're starting 2 rookie linebackers. Thank God Joe Douglas pulled Quincy Williams out of the rubble. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't have sympathy for teams without their starters. I don't care. We won today with the 53 dudes that they flew over to New Jersey to walk into that building and play football. Our 53 guys beat their 53 guys with a rookie quarterback, on and on and on, dude. We won, and we earned it, and we should be happy, and I'm sick of everybody. How's that grab you? So here's a little box score for you. Let's look at some stat-a-roonies, right? Let's look at some stats. I'm going to start with the offense because it's up top on the list I'm looking at, and it feels weird to jump it to go to the other end. That's all. So Zach Wilson, 21 for 34, 297 yards with 8.7 yard average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 1 sack. 1. It settles down. Do you see? Do you see? This is the first game with less than 4 sacks in Zach Wilson's young career. 1 sack. He had a 97.3 quarterback rating. 21 for 34 for 297. That kind of stuff always bothered me. You want to know why? Because to me, where I come from, that's 300. That's what that is. That's 300. Okay? And I don't want to hear otherwise. That's Zach Wilson's first 300-yard game. I'm in. 297 might as well be 300. 302 would be 300, right? Same thing. I don't want to hear that either. So Zach Wilson goes for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. I like it. Creeping back up toward the interception to touchdown ratio positive side of things, I'm in. Now, we had some rushes. Michael Carter took the lion's share of the rushes, that's what I want. That's what I want. I wish it was LaMichael Pirine in there. Sprinkle him around, maybe over Tevin Coleman, but it's clearly this coaching staff has some comfort zone things that they're holding on to. It is what it is. But Michael Carter had 13 rushes for 38 yards, which is not too good. It's a 2.9 yard average, and 1 touchdown on the bull rush offensive line, pushing him over the end zone. That was great. But they were important yards, a lot of them. They were important. They were when we needed them. Michael Carter looked pretty damn good. It doesn't look like it on the stat sheet, but it is good what he did today. He had 1 touchdown, and his long was 13 yards. Tevin Coleman had 4 rushes for 14 yards and a 3.5 yard average. So technically speaking, he might have been seen to do better. I don't agree. He had that 1 play, essentially. And then he had the pass play as well. So he did contribute today, but again, I'm not into the Tevin Coleman thing. Hey man, if he contributes, that's fine. But I hate that he's keeping young legs off the active roster. Braxton Barrios had a rush. Well, he had 2 rushes for 15 yards, 7.5 yard average, and one of those was super crazy important. That 9 yard one toward later in the game. Ty Johnson 3 rushes for 1 yard, a 0.3 yard average, 0.3. Not 3 points, 0.3 yard average. Not a good day. Long of 2 yards. And Zach Wilson ran 3 times for negative 2 yards. You know what we call those? We call those sacks. He ran 3 times and he negative 2 yards. Maybe 1 wasn't or whatever. But anyway, Look, we didn't really get too much done with our rushing game. But you think about it, Zach only dropped back to pass 34 times, and we only rushed 13 times. So, even though we ended up becoming pretty effective. For the most part, we were having trouble with our offense for a large portion of this game, which is why it's so important that we came around the corner, and I'll get to that. Corey Davis, after having a drop for a first down, another one, a drop for a first down, and then he slipped on his face on the pick. That was his fault because he was supposed to be where Zach threw the ball. He ended up having 4 receptions for 111 yards, 27.8 yard average, one amazing, awesome, and important touchdown at a very important time, too. And that was a 53-yarder, which was his long for the day. He was targeted 7 times. So 2 of those were devastating. One was just a regular old-fashioned drop. Keelan Cole came out of nowhere today. I'm not really all that enchanted with Keelan Cole as of yet, but he did have an important day. It started with that nice bomb, 54-yarder, right when we needed it, man, because there was very little going on at that point. 3 receptions, 92 yards, 30.7 yard average, long of 54 on 4 targets. So he only had 1 target that wasn't a reception. And here's an important one. Here is the goods, man. The goods come from Jamison Crowder. Boy, did we miss this guy. Asking Elijah Moore just to be Crowder. Hey, you, do what Crowder does. Yeah, as talented as he may be, it's a little much. It's a little much to ask him, especially among all the other loose ends that we have floating around the team. Jamison Crowder is a consummate professional. He knows his job. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it, and he's damn good at it. He had 7 receptions for 61 yards, man. 8.7 yard average and a touchdown, a long of 29 on that dropped, fumbled snap from Zach Wilson. Dropped it on the ground, scooped it up, and launched it over everybody to a wide open Jamison Crowder. Damn, do we need that guy. You need that pro, that professional slot guy who just knows how to do it, knows where to be, knows how to follow his quarterback, knows how to be an outlet. That's Jamison Crowder. I hope we keep this guy. I understand, and you can look at things and see the writing on the wall and all that jazz. But man, he's good, dude. And I like that he's around for Elijah Moore. I'm so glad we didn't trade him. And he was important today, guys. Tevin Coleman had 2 receptions for 17 yards. Ty Johnson had 2 for 12. Ryan Griffin had 1 for 8. Tyler Croft had none. Braxton Barrios had 1 reception, which one doesn't say any yards. I guess I don't remember that one. But Trevon Wesco had an interesting day. We'll get to him in a minute, too. Michael Carter had 1 reception for -4 yards. You remember that one. It was right after the Tevin Coleman screen on the left side worked. It wasn't really a screen so much, but then they tried the same thing on the right side with Michael Carter, and they read it. That was the beginning of the game. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you couldn't have telegraphed that one more, but that is what it is. So talking about the offense before I move on to the defense, guys, this was so important that they started to get a few things going. Did you feel, I could look at Zach Wilson and feel like you can see the confidence bubbling out of him. That's all he needed. He needed something to work. He needed something. Someone catch this damn ball. Someone give me time. Block for me. And for the most part, they did that. The offensive line looked much better. Not where we want it. Zach Wilson had to exhibit some amazing elusive maneuvers, man. That guy, he knows how to avoid pressure. I'm telling you, he's as good as I've seen for a non-running quarterback. He has it. It's very fluid. It's very natural. I hope that we don't keep battering him because then that becomes panic. And he starts doing that more often, even when it's not necessary. But man, the offensive line looked better. They gave him some time. I saw a lot of 3-step drops, quicker plays. Very, very smart. Finally, LaFleur getting it a little bit. I have to look at the game in a little bit more detail to find out exactly how that broke down. But it looked to me like things were moving a little bit quicker. But he needed to have something break his way. Crowder helped him out. Even Corey Davis helped him out. Keelan Cole helped him out. I'm sorry, Michael Carter helped him out a little bit. So once that stuff started happening, dude, you could see it all over him. And it culminated when he avoided the pressure. The line gave him time, honestly, but he still ran outside, and he just sent Corey Davis, dude, go. I have this. You're wide open back there. I'm going to get it to you. The telepathy, the telegraph. You know what this means? That means I'm scoring right now. I'm getting this ball. You beat them. I'm going to get you the ball. All you got to do is beat that guy and catch it. That's it. And he did just that, man. 53 yards. Amazing. So Zach Wilson needed this. Corey Davis needed this, especially, for his previous team that didn't really put any effort into signing him as a free agent. Dude, they needed it. They needed it. And this young team needed to see, holy cow, things can bounce the right way. Holy cow, we can win. They need this. Sometimes it starts to feel like it's all out of reach. That's what it starts to feel like. Even for us fans, it starts to feel like it's all somewhere else. Like we haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks. 8 quarters or 9 quarters it was, right? 9 quarters, we haven't even sniffed the end zone. You start to forget that you can. Really. What does that feel like? I don't even remember. Did we ever score touchdowns? That's what it starts to feel like. And for these guys, everything keeps getting dropped. When it's not him, it's him. When it's not them, it's me. And then everything just feels like it's going wrong. We needed this. It's a much bigger victory than the victory in and of itself. It's much bigger than that. Right when we needed it, guys. 0-3, 1-3. Now, if we can go and play the Falcons tight, even come out with a win, dude, that's 2-3. Just like that. Going into the bye on a buzz. On a high note, man. Get a week off after 2 straight victories. Come on back out. And then we can start playing 2021 football season. You know what I'm saying? Getting it all together. Saleh needed it. The guy was rubbing his poor bald head. He didn't know what's going on. He's like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. I don't have any answers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It starts to dump. It starts to just weigh you down. It starts to come from everywhere. Everybody, you suck. Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, oh my God, Carl Lawson, this and that. It starts to come from every direction. Is Saleh even a good coach? Was he a fraud? I got asked this week if Kyle Shanahan propped Saleh up so teams would think he was good so they can get him off the team without him having to fire him because they're friends. That's the shit that came out this week. And dude, I'm not knocking you for saying it, but I'm just saying this is where it went. Is Saleh actually a terrible coach? But Kyle Shanahan propped him up, made him look good, so somebody would hire him. We could take the real good guy, put him at the defensive coordinator, and then I don't have to hurt his feelings by firing him or anything. Blah, 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 blah. Really? You think that's more realistic than he's good? I don't know, man. You ever heard of Occam's razor? When there's 2 options, usually the simpler one is the right one. That's it. It's pretty simple. Saleh's a good football coach. Now, we didn't know if he's going to be a good head coach. He definitely has some things to learn, and that's going to be a process, man. He's no perfect fella. At the same time, he needed it, and he deserved it, man. The guy's been working at it, clearly, and they have a lot to learn, but man, was this good. Man, was it good. Let's take a look at some defensive box score action, huh? C.J. Mosley led the New York Jets with 13 tackles, 10 of those solo, with a sack and a tackle for a loss. C.J. Mosley, you're okay, buddy. You're okay. $17.2 million or whatever it is. Yeah, you're all right. You're playing for it. That's the kind of guy who can absolutely justify I'm done with this. I'm just going to take a break. It's called pride. He has pride. He wants everybody in the world, he wants Jetnation to know, I signed that contract with the intention of actually earning it. And it sucked the last 2 years, and I wasn't able to do anything for you guys. I'm doing it now. And dude, I love him. I love having him there. Right on his heels was the fourth linebacker that fifth really. This is our fifth attempt at giving him a partner in the linebacking duo. Quincy Wilson, Quinnen's brother. We started Nasruddin Sherwood, Blake Cashman, Jared Davis. We're fifth in line. And Quincy Williams seems to be taking to the tutelage of Ulbricht and then Saleh and the rest. And he had 12 tackles, 10 of those solo with a sack as well, and 2 tackles for a loss. So look at that. Mosley with the sack, Quinnen Williams with the sack, nice and exciting. Tackles for losses going on. Then we had Javelin Guidry. Now, interestingly enough, I don't even really recall seeing him more than a handful of plays. I'm surprised to hear he got this many tackles, so I need to see why. 10 total tackles, 9 solo. So it happened quietly for me. Other guys might have seen him all day. For me, it didn't pop off the screen to me that he was even out there all that much. So I'm really excited to see how that happened and what it looked like. So then we had Quinnen Williams, 7 tackles, 6 for a loss, 2 sacks, and a tackle for a loss. Dude, wait, what did I say? 7 tackles, 6 solo. That's what I meant. 7 tackles, 6 solo, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for a loss. Fantastic. Foley Fadukasi came in with 5 tackles, 4 solo. Bryce Hall came in 5 tackles, 4 solo, and a half sack. And it goes on and on and on and on, man. Let me see. Bryce Hall had 3 passes defensed. And 2 quarterback hits in addition to that sack. Michael Carter II had 1 pass defense. Now, Michael Carter II got injured, so we don't know how severe that is or whatever. I didn't find out yet. We might know by the time this gets released. I hope it's not anything serious because that guy's having himself a nice rookie season. I'd hate to lose him. John Franklin Myers had a couple tackles, 4 tackles, 3 solo, and a sack. Another one. He's racking up a nice little season here, isn't he? Sherrod Niesman, I had a couple tackles and 1 pass defense. Ashton Davis came in. He came off the bench, came off of IR, and he chimed in with 3 tackles, all of them solo. Not too bad. Bryce Huff had himself a kind of an okay day. 2 tackles, 1 solo, a sack and a half, and 1 tackle for a loss. Hey, man, they were impactful, too. That sack on Tannehill solo, that was a goodie. Man. Sheldon Rankins had 2 tackles, 1 solo. But the thing is, Sheldon Rankins, like on that second Quinnen Williams sack, that was all Sheldon Rankins. And that's the thing. That's why you got to have guys doing the dirty work, man. Like, I don't care who cleans up. I really don't. But somebody's got to break the pocket. Somebody's got to cause the mayhem. And then once the mayhem ensues and people start going off script, that's when guys can clean it up. And if we have nobody doing that, then there's nothing to do. There's nothing to clean up. Quinnen was doing it. John Franklin Myers was doing it. Sheldon Rankins was doing it. And it's exciting to see, guys. Again, imagine if you took Carl Lawson and Vinnie Curry and added them to this rotation. Jeesh. So, now, Trevon Wesco had himself an interesting day. Week 1, we saw a lot of 21 and 22 personnel even at times, okay? Which is 2 backs, 2 tight ends, or 2 backs, 1 tight end, right? The number. 21, the first number is the backs, the second number is the tight end. So 21 would mean 2 backs, fullback, halfback, and a tight end, right? 21 personnel. So we saw a lot of that week 1 to mixed reviews, right? You had a couple nice blocks, a couple serious flubs, and they just abandoned it. It was like all of a sudden we practiced it all off season, all training camp, everything, all preseason, and week 1, boop, it's gone. And we didn't see it for 2 weeks, but a handful of times. This week we saw it a lot more again, and there were some plays that Wesco had so important blocks. On the touchdown, the Michael Carter touchdown, his block was pivotal. It wasn't a crushing block, but it stopped his guy. He dove at his legs, the guy fell on top of him, and that was it. He was out of the play. So that was a pivotal block. And then there was, on that touchdown, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was the 53-yarder to Corey Davis. Watch Wesco on that play. If you watch it again, just watch it. It's downright hilarious if it wasn't our guy. He comes out of his position. He goes to the line, cuts to the right with the idea of popping the defensive end, and he dives at him with his friggin' face looking at the ground and literally falls on his face. He just dives on the ground by himself. Jumps up, and becomes an outlet. So he responded well. You got to give him that. But that's the thing with West Cohen's. Like, as we look at all these guys, the offensive line, the wide receivers dropping passes, the cornerbacks, so everybody's kind of learning. We have to remember, man, like all these guys, they're going to be sloppy at times. We have to keep believing in them. We have to keep not abandon something that we've been working on because of one bad game or one bad play or whatever it is. Like, we have to know that this season is that season. Get it all done. Get all these evaluations in. Get them done. And I hope that some of these guys, Wesco, I like seeing done. Like, I'd like to see, who are these guys? Who are they? Who are they? How are we going to know if we don't see them? I really want to know, like Nasruddin. He had a couple games. He didn't look too good, and he's gone. Quincy Williams beat him out, it looks like. I still see Sherwood, but let me see if they have any. Let me see here. Sherwood had 2 tackles, 2 solo. Nasruddin, not even on the box score, so I don't know if he played at all today. I didn't see him on the inactive list, so I think he was active, but I don't think he got in. But that's the whole thing. So it's like, these guys, like, I guess you can only evaluate so many, you know what I mean? So many. So you can't keep everybody out there for that. So I do understand. But I would rather see Nasruddin and Sherwood and Dunn and Guidry and Carter and Pinnock and all these guys. I'd rather see them this year. Let's just get it done. And Wesco falls into line with that, even though this is his 4th year, I think it is. Already crazy. No, this is his 3rd year. He came in with Quinnen. This is his 3rd year. So even though he's been here 3 years, he's been bounced all over the place. He's got, the second coach, different position, all that stuff. So I'd like to just see, let's go by the end of the year, let's know what he is. Is he a guy we cut? If he's a guy we cut, then let's move on and get somebody. If he's a guy that has some potential, I'd like to know that. Because look, here's the thing. I don't want to cut guys that have potential. And I don't want to keep guys that suck ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times do we do this? One way or the other. We're keeping guys who just blow, and then we're cutting guys that go elsewhere and have great careers. I want to do it the right way for once. So it's a funny thing. Now, guys, we're going into Atlanta this week. And by going into Atlanta, fortunate for us, I mean going over to London. This is an Atlanta Falcons home game. And you want to know what they're going to find out when they get over there? I'm sure of it. I'm confident. They're going to see 2-1 Jets fans to Falcons, if not worse. 2-1 at worst. Jets fans to Falcon fans. So we're getting a bonus home game. There is a guy that Jeremy and I actually interviewed on New York Jets Worldwide this past Saturday, a guy who many of you know, Phil Adams from the UK. He was our guest, letting us know how a guy that living over there in Stoke-on-Trent becomes a New York Jets fan. And he has tickets, first row behind the Falcons bench for this game. And he made, I'm going to put it in here. I'll show you right there. It's about this big. We're calling it the Jets Jack. The Union Jack, the UK, the British flag. But he made it green, and it has all the Jets different Jets logos through the years throughout it. And it's amazing. It's beautiful, so well done. And he's going to be hanging that behind the Atlanta Falcons bench for all to see for the whole game. And we're going to have to try to capture Phil Adams on TV. Anybody sees our boy Phil Adams with the Jets Jack there, we got to make sure to screenshot it and give it to me. Get them all to me. Anybody out there who sees it, please take a screenshot and send it to me either on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, email. It doesn't matter. Just get it to me. I want to collect them all and make a whole show about it for our boy Phil. But we have so many good Jets fans over there in that area of the world that are making it to the game, and there's a bunch more I know of flying in for the game. It's going to be a home game for the Jets. And so look, all those people who want to say Bryce Hall hasn't proven anything yet because he didn't go against A.J. Brown, well, you'll get your wish next week. He goes against Ridley and will most likely, at least most of the game, I would imagine Bryce Hall is at least somewhere near Ridley. So we'll see how that goes. Another one, that guy's a beast. We know that. They also have Kyle Pitts, probably my favorite player in the entire draft last year. So we'll get to see. Dude, they still have Matt Ryan. They might be having issues, but they still have the firepower. So we need to take this momentum and go into that damn London game and punch them square in the face from the word go. The word go. These slow starts and all that crap, can't do it. Cannot have it. We need to go out there, take this momentum, all this energy, no patting ourselves on the back after tonight. Enjoy the night, wake up tomorrow, go to work, and get ready to punch these guys square in their jaw. We need to go into the bye 2-3, and that'll change everything. And all the naysayers will come bubbling out of the broth. Yeah, I never said no. What I was saying was, that's what happens every time. Doesn't happen often, so I don't have to do that. But I'm telling you, you'll see. You'll see. Now, that said, I'm not switching gears and saying the Jets are making the playoffs. I would like to orchestrate the season that way. Like, hey, I'm still rooting against the Dolphins. I'm rooting, you know what I mean? I'm still doing my thing out here. I think all I want to see is games like today, win or lose. I'm glad we won this one. That would have been friggin' heartbreaking. That would have been heartbreaking to get all the way there to the 1 yard line and you know what I mean? So I'm glad we won. But if these types of games happen all year and we lose most of them, and I don't care. I just want to see progress. I don't need to make the playoffs this year. That'd be fine. That'd be fun. It'd be great. I'm in. But we don't need to do that. All we need to do is progress. That's it. I want my head coach to start knowing what he's doing being a head coach. I want my offensive coordinator to start knowing what he's doing with these game plans. I want my quarterback to feel comfortable and safe. I want my offensive line to believe that they can beat any line in front of them. I want the receivers to learn to catch. I want the defensive backs to feel comfortable in their schemes and feel like they can beat anybody. That's what I want. I want C.J. Mosley to make it through a 17-game season and thump the world. That's what I want. I want Quinnen Williams to have 13, 14 sacks. This is what I want. I want to know at the end of the year what most of these guys are made of, if they're worth developing or if it's time to watch them go. That's what I want. So if we win some games, great. If we don't but we're competitive, that's fine by me. It might not be to you, and that's fine. But guys, what a fun day. What a fun day this was. I will tell you, when I left the live stream, I went and watched my son's football team. What was the final score? 42-12. My son's team won 42-12. He had a couple almost interceptions. What are you going to do? It's his first year, right? He played great. Just one got tipped. And anyway, fun day. Fun day. I got to watch the Jets with you guys. We won. I went to watch the Suns game. He won, went and had barbecue, and now here I am. Guys, I hope you're allowing yourself to enjoy this, okay? I hope you're allowing yourself to enjoy this, because just like the loss in Denver didn't mean Joe Douglas and Saleh need to be fired, this win does not mean that we're going to the Super Bowl, okay? It doesn't mean Zach's winning Rookie of the Year. It doesn't mean that stuff. All it is a friggin' nice day where we got to watch our New York Jets look like an actual football team against a very well-coached squad, okay? They have talent over there. I don't care what anybody says about anything. That's a tough team. And they have the best running back in football. End of story, okay? And we won. So be happy. Don't let anybody bring you down about what coulda, shoulda, wouldn't, didn't. Who cares, man? You play who's in front of you. Nobody cared about our guys being out when they beat us. Nobody. Never heard a whiff. Not a single sniff of concern. So now it's our turn. We're going to go into Atlanta. We'll talk about it all week. We'll break it down. But we're going to go into Atlanta. And in my opinion, we're going to win. With all the Jets fans from the UK and everywhere around there being there loud and proud in their home stadium for the Falcons home game. We're going to ruin their damn day, and I couldn't be happier about it. That all said, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, it means the world. You can go over to Jetnation as well and subscribe to their YouTube. That's where I do the weekly live streams on the, for the games, the watch parties, and we also do the weekly show on the road with GreenBean over there at Jetnation's YouTube. And I hope that you're having a great rest of the week, enjoying this one. Go Jets.